And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Good Friday night to you sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Orlando Magic as they go up against the Toronto Raptors. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, Aaron Gordon is progressing as a shooter. He said, what I've done is connected my three, my pull-up, and my free throw. They're all the same shot now. I'm going to keep trusting my skill, and eventually it'll all come together. With my motor, I feel like whatever I'm doing out there, I can just keep going and going. Kevin?
Tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Raptors, third best record here in the early going. And, of course, Orlando, right on their heels as they've got the next best record.
And when I look at Orlando, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Here are the five for the Raptors. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Van Vliet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. And it's Anunoby in at the 3. And for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vukovich. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3 slot.
And we talk about trying to manufacture points. The Magic a year ago were last in the league in free throw attempts.
And I think a part of that, guys, is they really don't have enough creators, facilitators, playmakers. You need guys who can break the defense down and then make plays for themselves or others, and that gets you to the foul line, but it also gets you easy baskets.
And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markelle Fultz out of Washington. 6'4". Clark, do you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, you know, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
The first free throw is good. And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is, and finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right.
Now, here's Lowry. Siakam outside. He doesn't hit that one. Gordon with the defensive effort. Fultz, the pass to Isaac. Back to Fultz. Pass to Ross. Five to shoot. Sinks that one from the post.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Siakam, right side. That shot wide open.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Fultz. 17 points for him last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Pass to Ross. Back to Fultz. Here's Gordon. Good D by Siakam.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Now here's Van Vliet. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. The pass to Vukovich. Here's Isaac. Left side, Gordon, and it goes down 2 points.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Ross against Lowry. Outside Gasol. Passes it to Van Vliet. Shot clock at 5. Fades away. It's Gasol missing. Orlando leading. Here's Isaac. Here's Gordon. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Outside Gasol. Back to Lowry for 3. And Vukovich pulls it down. Magic leading by 4. Here's Isaac. And Orlando again with the bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
A nice shot by Gasol.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
The Magic have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here's Fultz. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, the Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
And he can't get the first one.
You know, the Magic last year, they hired Steve Clifford as head coach. He's known for his defensive systems, and they allow the 5th fewest points in the league, and they're 6th in block shots. So defense clearly much improved for them.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And the Magic also have the personnel to have a great defense.
You know, you really have to have athleticism and length to be a really good defensive team, and then the willingness to play at that end of the floor. Clifford inherited a roster with that kind of makeup.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
For Orlando, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. First free throw is good. Clark, you look at the defensive metrics for Nicola Vukovich lately, very good. And yet, he's been considered a liability at that end. So, in your opinion, which is it?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I think it's a blend, quite honestly. The analytics say one thing, but in this day and age, the way the game is played, big centers are typically challenged from a mobility standpoint, especially trying to defend fleet-footed perimeter guys in pick-and-roll situations and in space. To Vukovich's credit, he's worked hard at becoming better, trying to be a better rim protector and recognize where he needs to be early on with anticipation. So he's making progress, but it's a blend in my mind.
Here's Anunoby. He picked up 15 points in their last win against New York. Outside for Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Vukovich. And now the fast break. Ross with the ball. Fultz dishes to Ross. Now here's Fultz. Covered by Van Vliet. Shot clock at 6. Fultz with the ball. Lowry picks him up. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. And on that list, number 5, Pascal Siakam.
You know, there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively. Face up or back to the basket, they can get it done.
Which is what makes that such an interesting collection of players for me. So much contrast in their methods, but success all around. It goes to show how many different ways there are to get it done in the post.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Gasol. He had 13 points in the win against New York.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
And here's Fultz. Marc Gasol getting his 3 to go. Ross against Lowry. Now here's Ross. He's tightly guarded. Here's Isaac. Off target with his 3. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Trailing by 5. Last time they met was in Toronto.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
Shoot 2.
No good on the free throw.
A 5-time All-Star. Lowry has come a long way since being drafted 24th overall back in 2006.
Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for the Magic. Fournier comes in for Ross. And the Raptors also making a change. Ibaka's checked in. And he sinks the second. Al Fournier. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You know, even when you think you've got Fournier bodied up, he still finds a way to slither to a score.
Siakam outside. To the left wing. Puts one up from 19.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Raptors trail by 6. And Lowry has it in the corner. Makes it off the glass. Lowry's got his second bucket of the night.
A veteran guard with a knack for penetrating defenses. Lowry can pretty much get any shot he wants.
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Fultz kicks to Gordon. Fournier against Lowry. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one.
Gasol finds Van Vliet. Took him no time at all on that one.
And, you know, Kevin, Gasol is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, at his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Here's Lowry. That one drops for him. Lowry's got 7 points. The Magic have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Up top, Fournier. Lowry covering. 6 to shoot. Pass to Fultz. Shoots the 3. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Nicola Vukovich. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's getting around 20 points per, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Orlando.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And he makes the first. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
That one drops. He ties it up. And it's the Magic with the ball. Augustine looking around. Pass to Fournier. To the inside. Birch. Count that one. And the Magic lead by 2.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
And there's the pass to Powell. Siakam up top. Shoots over Fournier. Misses off the left iron.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here is Augustine. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. 4 on the clock. 14 feet away. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, just a fantastic job to stay with the play and just not give up. Excellent effort on the offensive backboard.
Thomas against Augustine. Thomas kicks to Powell. Here's Ibaka, and the Raptors miss again. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against New York. High arcing shot, and it's finished off by Carter Williams as he lays it in.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity there, keeping the ball alive and creating some second chance buckets.
Now here's Thomas. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Ibaka, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Over Augustine. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Magic leading by 6. Lets it fly. Fournier's shot is off. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Floats it up there for Siakam. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Thomas with the steal. He lobs it up.
Go ahead and get it, youngster. Hollis Jefferson showing off the springs.
59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here is Augustine. Takes the 13-footer. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Thomas. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Siakam. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Hey, guys, this is going to be fun now. I mean, we've got ourselves a shootout on tap here.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Fournier with the ball. From deep three-point range. No good on the last second attempt there. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Raptors lead by 2. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And Serge Ibaka talked about his skill set. Now it complements Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam and what he brings to the team.
Bringing my defense toughness, my experience playing with those two guys, one of the best in the game right now, and then helping those two here, and with my experience, what I learned, I think I can help the team a lot, energy, and both hands on the floor.
And really, Ibaka is a seasoned veteran now, a terrific role player known for his defense.
And Ibaka knows his role and plays it well.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
We've got Evan Fournier. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with DJ Augustin. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Birch in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. And he's good on the second. Here's Augustine. Inside. The slam dunk by Aminu.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Augustine against Thomas. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Aminu. And now Augustine pushing it up. No one back to stop him. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. Isaac's checked in for Orlando. Orlando leading. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Powell with the steal. And the dunk by Powell.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
And it's the Magic with the ball. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago, they grabbed their own miss. The shot by Birch, no good.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And the dunk by Powell.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Here's Augustine. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And taken away by Johnson. And here's the break. Here's Powell. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Raptors.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Fultz.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And that one misses.
Hard to believe that DJ Augustine has been in the league over 10 years now, and he's carved out a nice place in the NBA. He's a calming presence with younger players and always consistently productive.
The Magic making a switch here. Ross is checked in. He hits the second from the line. Raptors leading by 4. Thomas kicks to Powell. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Outside Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Ibaka, no luck.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Powell against Ross. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Vukovich checked in for Fournier. OG Anunoby's checked in for Toronto. Fred VanVleet comes in for Norman Powell. Orlando trailing here. And here's Augustine. 7 points in the game. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. For 3, Ross. Orlando gets it back. Now Augustine. Back to Birch. A second chance effort. Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
Now here's VanVleet. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. He feeds it to Johnson. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Here's Isaac. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. For Toronto, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And Fred VanVleet is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Picking up his second foul here. Has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
Orlando making some changes. Aaron Gordon comes in for Isaac, and it's Fultz in for Augustine. Marc Gasol is checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for Thomas. Now here's Fultz. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Magic moving the ball around. Back to Ross. Pass to Birch. From deep. He can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's Johnson. Good, and VanVleet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist in this one. For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Fultz with the ball. To the paint, here's Birch. That one a little long.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter. And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Fultz. And the pass to Ross. Back to Fultz. Puts up a 3. Here's Vukovich. Johnson with the block. Here's Anunoby. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
And the second free throw, good.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting. Has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
Now here's Gordon. 23 points for him the last game against Cleveland.
And one of the more transcendent athletes in the game. Aaron Gordon still has some untapped potential. He could make a big leap.
And Greg, we've seen Gordon playing in a slower pace system. He was asked to play at the small forward.
Not ideal, Kevin. He's better off as a small ball power forward, getting out in the lane and using those springs to rise over the D.
That free throw good from Gordon. And you remember when Aaron Gordon came into the league, Clark, some questioned whether he had the size to play the power forward position. Not anymore.
Yeah, you take a look at what's important at that position. It's about mobility, versatility, and skill set, and he certainly fits the bill nicely there. He can defend the 3 or even some 4 positions and brings a lot of energy at both ends.
And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Mark doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis.
Here's Anunoby. Clock at 6. Feeds to Lowry. Got a piece of it.
Great play by Ross. I mean, using that bouncing ability at the defensive end, love it.
Yeah, that one put him over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
Guys, he is close to where he was last year in that category, but his numbers are still down just a skosh.
And he knocks down the first one. And the 6'7" swingman, Terrence Ross, the number 8 pick out of Washington.
Well, you know, the shooting and leaping ability of Ross, phenomenal. I mean, I think the defensive end is where he can solidify his game and really improve. He's got all the tools, though, to be an excellent two-way player.
Siakam is checked in for the Raptors. And both free throws good for Ross.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Van Vliet passes to Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
Here's Fultz. after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Ross finds Vukovich. And Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Once again off the mark, Orlando. And a deep three from Lowry. Vukovich with the rebound. Vukovich has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And so here's Toronto. The Magic getting the bucket. Here's Lowry, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
What's up?
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. The Magic making a switch here. Aminu's checked in.
What's up?
Free throw drops for Lowry. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today.
Here is Lowry, following the score by Aaron Gordon. Shot from 12. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Volts kicks to Gordon. A beautiful reverse layup. And now just a 1-point Raptor lead.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Siakam outside. Back to Lowry for the 3. Rebound by the Magic. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
I mean, a tough one. Faced some serious intensity in terms of that comeback, and they just got overwhelmed in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't stay in the game long enough to force overtime.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for the Magic. And the Raptors also making a change. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Gordon finds Aminu. Orlando moving the ball around. Back to Vukovich. Gordon trying to break loose. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Vukovich. Here's Siakam. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. Then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
Throw good. Siakam. Evan Fournier's checked in for Fultz. Siakam hits them both. The Magic trail by 3. Fournier dishes to Carter Williams. Back to Fournier. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Siakam.
And let's look now. Aaron Gordon's numbers. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And, you know, Gordon's so crafty and full of tricks that he keeps the defense guessing.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
You know, it's been a rougher year than he expected at the line, guys. I mean, he's seen the numbers dropping off for him this year.
Free throw good. Gordon.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And, you know, I like that Gordon is a versatile guy who can play both forward spots. He's a terrific athlete who continues to improve.
Now, here's Lowry. He's got 12. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. And he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you.
Deceptive and skilled at that guard position. When Lowry's scoring like this, good luck trying to defend him.
And here is Carter Williams. .106 left in the first half. Six to shoot. Baseline J on the way. Rebound by the Raptors. Gasol's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Siakam. Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year. The Magic in second.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Siakam hits them both. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the half. It's stolen by Lowry. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. And, oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Magic have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
And the first one at the line is good.
The Syracuse alum, Carter Williams, a combo guard with really outstanding court vision and excellent speed.
Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Carter Williams hits them both. .35 seconds left in the first half. Now Lowry, 15 points in the game. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Shoots over Isaac. And the Raptors miss again. It's deflected. Orlando trailing here. Over to the left wing. Here's Carter Williams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Carter Williams does a nice job earning these calls inside. I mean, it's really a luxury to have a guard who can get foul calls deep in the paint like that.
He's off on the first, and the Raptors making a change here. Good on the second free throw. Here's Thomas. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. The Raptors out in front, up by 1. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We got to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. What a start it was for Pascal Siakam. He ended up with 17 points, 2 block shots, and 1 rebound. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, so far they won the battle of assists. They played more patiently and very unselfish in the first half. Good shot selection and nice flow of offense.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Van Vliet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. And it's Gasol and at the center, locking down the middle. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. Outside Gordon. And that one is off. Good D by Siakam. Raptors with the lead. Out left to the wing. Back to Anunoby. Off target from outside. And here's the fast break. Ross leading the way. Here's Fultz. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Ross with a wide open look. The Magic again can't hit.
Ugh. Ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
The 6th pick back in 2017, 6'10" Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State. Greg, what have you seen from him?
Came in somewhat raw. Potential as a rangy defender. Offensively, though, still a ways to go. Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
.90 seconds now into the second half. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Up top, Ross, covered by Siakam. Offensive rebound.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
Lowry drives in, and they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And what a take from Lowry, using that quickness to just blaze to the rim.
He's got his 4th free throw of the game. Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Now here's Fultz, covered by Van Vliet. Pass to Ross. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. But they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Gordon, the pass to Vukovich. They shoot again, and the layup is up and in. Vukovich has got 6 points.
Superb body control by Vukovich, bouncing off the defense and burying the shot.
Ross against Lowry, out to the wing, to the middle. And the shot goes in from Siakam. Siakam's got the lead back up to 6 now for Toronto.
Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Now here's Fultz. D right on him. Fires for 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling. And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Fultz looking around. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Anunoby. Pass to Siakam. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Here's Lowry. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Lowry's got the lead up to 10 now for the Raptors. Orlando's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Now a timeout called by Orlando. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
For the Magic, Ken Burge is checked in for Vukovich, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Ross. The Raptors also with a sub. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Anunoby. Here's Johnson. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 8th assist here tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Raptors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers. You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Augustine passes to Isaac. Buries it from three-point range. Isaac's got 7.
Well, you know what? I think you've got to have that shot in your game, even if you are a big guy now. And Isaac demonstrating that he does have that in his game.
Lowry kicks to Gasol. The shot from the low post is good. And the Raptors lead by 11.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Orlando's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Here's Isaac. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And Isaac takes no time getting his shot off. He's got a lethal, quick release.
Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Augustine. The pass to Gasol. Toronto working the ball around now. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Here's Isaac. Here's Augustine. Kicks it out to Gordon. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Fultz. No good that time. Good work defensively by Johnson.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Lowry from outside. Orlando grabs the miss. Fultz has got 5 rebounds tonight. Off the elbow, it's Gordon. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. 15 points in the game.
And right now, Gordon is on a whole nother level now. I mean, he's not forcing anything. He's really letting the game come to him, and his shots are being taken right in rhythm.
Now here's Van Vliet. Lowry passes to Siakam. Off with the layup.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
He's made all 6 of his tries at the line so far. That free throw missing. So for the Magic, Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Gordon. Fournier comes in for Isaac, and it's Carter Williams in for Markelle Fultz. A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Gasol. Monday Hollis Jefferson comes in for Johnson. Powell, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And Thomas subbed in for Fred VanVleet. He hits the second from the line. The Magic trail by 7. Up top, Carter Williams, guarded by Powell. Three-pointer, Augustine. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low, and he converts the layup. Hollis Jefferson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Guys, Augustine's so good at staying under control on these difficult finishes. Great focus from the veteran.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. A free throw drops for Augustine. Raptors leading by 6. Inside, Siakam passes to Powell. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Michael Carter-Williams.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The free throw drops for Powell. And so he hits both. The Magic trail by 8. Now here is Augustine. 10 points for him. Pass to Birch. Kicks it to Aminu. Just 2 to shoot. Pulls from the top of the key. Fournier's shot is off.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Powell dishes to Thomas. Back to Powell. Outside for Thomas. Over Augustine. Thomas, good. Thomas got 5 now.
Hard to prevent the bigger guy from getting a clean look there.
Powell against Carter Williams. Pass to Birch. Augustine in the corner. Takes a 3. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Augustine against Powell. Pass to Siakam. To the inside. And here comes Augustine leading the fast break. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Vukovich, he's checked in for Orlando. It's Fournier on the wing. Six to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Here's Carter Williams, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Siakam. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month, putting up about 22 points per, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
From 20 feet out, rebounded by Vukovich.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Well, we've seen Vukovich expand his offensive repertoire, guys, adding to his old-school post game. He's now demonstrating perimeter shooting and playmaking ability, and that's opening some eyes.
Here's Thomas. The Magic hitting the bucket. It's Powell on the wing. Off target from three-point range. The Magic trail by 8. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Vukovich. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Vukovich has got 8 points. And Clarkus Vukovich has stepped out from that mid-range to beyond the arc. It's paying dividends.
Yeah, not only is he shooting the three-point shot when he steps out there, but it spaces the floor and opens up things for his teammates, and he's proven himself to be a pretty good passer. The face-up game proving just as effective as his post-up game, which makes him a hard cover.
Here's Fournier, and it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
So it's Orlando now. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago, Birch kicks to Aminu. Orlando moving the ball around. They get the rebound and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. And Orlando making a change here. Ross is checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. OG Anunoby's checked in for Pascal Siakam. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. And it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Markelle Fultz is checked in for the Magic. .36 seconds left in the third. Fournier passes to Vukovich. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Right side, Thomas. Got a piece of it. Ross with the steal. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded by Thomas. Fultz with the ball. It's deflected.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis-Jefferson paying off right there. His defense can be suffocating.
It's Thomas outside, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Toronto with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Right back after this break. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And so in the game for the Magic, Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. Fournier out there with Aminu, and it's Vukovich in at the center position. So it's Orlando now. Here's Fultz. And finished off by Fultz.
Well, I like watching Fultz use his ball handling skills. Excellent purpose with the dribble. Knows how to shake free to get his shot.
Now here is Lowry. Now the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Anunoby. Bank shot, no good.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Lowry looking around. Over to the wing. Here's Anunoby. He's guarded by Fournier. Here's Hollis Jefferson. From 6 feet out, he nails it. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Showing flashes now with that jump shot. That's the next level for Hollis Jefferson.
Outside Fournier. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 5 assists in the game.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Now here's Powell. Lowry up top. Passes it to Anunoby. Outside for Lowry. Over Fultz. Lowry can't get it to go. And here's Aminu. He brings it up for the Magic. 4-point game. Here's Ross. Goes back up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Isaac's checked in for Fournier. And then for Toronto. Johnson, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Powell. Two free throws for Aminu. Here is Lowry. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Markelle Fultz. And only 6 feet tall in shoes. Fred VanVleet's not the biggest, but his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
And the first one drops. And Orlando making a change here. Gordon's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Fultz kicks to Ross. Pass to Vukovich. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Johnson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And that one falls for Johnson.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. The Magic trail by 6. And here's Fultz. Pass to Vukovich. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Lowry, good.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is. That's a tough shot.
Now Fultz. Ross on the wing. The 3. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got his 6th assist on the night.
Man, I like the three-point stroke of Ross. Gets it off so effortlessly. Man, he's got terrific form.
Now here's Van Vliet. The pass to Lowry. Stolen by Gordon. And now the fast break. Ross with the ball. 4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Gordon, the pass to Fultz. Just 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Deep 2 from Ross.
Yeah, and he plays a lot bigger than that 6-foot frame would suggest. Lowry is just a bundle of energy out there.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That's good from Johnson.
And that puts him right around 90 from the free throw line. Really good work here in the second half.
And he makes both free throws. Now here's Fultz. Passes it to Gordon. There's the 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Lowry's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Van Vliet. Gordon with the defensive effort.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
The offensive rebound. Vukovich. And terrific work on the offensive glass when he picks up 2.
You know, this has been a totally different half for him. He definitely looks more comfortable now, guys.
Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Fultz. Here's Johnson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The first free throw is good.
And you really have to like what they're doing at the line in this half. Free throw percentage now up around 92%.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Pass to Ross. Takes the 13-footer. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And yes, it's good. And that's now 24 points for Kyle Lowry.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Fultz with the ball. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Hey, dunks like this come easy for Ross. I mean, he's got hang time that he could give to me, and I'd be able to dunk.
That's right. But I've seen you dunk, and you got up pretty high. Maybe not quite as high as Ross. Now here's Van Vliet. Johnson. Ibaka right side. Over Gordon. It doesn't go for him. And it's the Magic taking it the other way.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Lowry against Gordon. Lowry dishes to Johnson. And Vukovich pulls it down.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
To the paint. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Gordon.
And Gordon's jumping ability, combined with his reach, make him a difficult matchup for any defense, especially when he's operating in the post.
And the Raptors call time here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great focus offensively.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
All right, David, thanks. No good from Ross. Raptors leading by 5. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Vukovich with the block.
Denied. Return to sender. That's something you expect from a 7-footer like Vukovich.
And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Nobody does it better than Gordon on the alley-oop. Boom!
Now here's Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. Siakam against Gordon. Goes up. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Here's Fultz, and he drops it in from the low post. Now just a 1-point Toronto lead.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
I didn't think it was going to happen for them, quite honestly, but they finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
Siakam kicks to Anunoby. And the Raptors miss again.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
And it's Van Vliet with the rebound. Toronto shooting here about 46% for the game. Siakam misses.
You know, after connecting on one three-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
Now, here's Isaac. Not a lot of room. Here's Vukovich. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Anunoby passes to Lowry. And again, unable to change momentum here. Here's Isaac, and he jams it with authority.
And for a near 7-footer, Isaac is remarkably agile. I mean, he's gazelle-like with his agility. Solid at knifing inside and does a good job driving to the goal.
Now here's Van Vliet outside for Lowry. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Magic?
Guys, how about all the second chance points they've been able to convert throughout the game?
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Free throw drops for Lowry. And Kyle Lowry drops them both. And it's Orlando's ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. On the wing, Gordon. That 3 off the mark. Raptors with the lead. Here's Anunoby. Siakam, right side. Rebound by the Magic. And now the fast break. Ross with the ball. Lob pass to Gordon. No good that time.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect. And Vukovich is just a gamer, somebody who accepts the responsibility of coming up big when his team needs it.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Lowry kicks to Anunoby. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Here's Isaac. From 13 feet, it goes down. Now it's a 4-point Orlando lead.
Man, I like how poised Isaac is. Excellent calmness and control. That's impressive for a young guy.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Ken Burge is checked in for Orlando. And the first one at the line is good. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Orlando leading by 3. Here's Fultz. The teardrop falls in.
I like to say a guy making a shot like that, Fultz has the clutch gene. Doesn't shy away from the big moment.
Here's Siakam. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Ross against Lowry. Ross dishes to Fultz. Shoots over Van Vliet. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after. Here's Anunoby. And it's sent back by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome and outshoot. Excels at getting up and denying shots.
Raptors trail by 5. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic, leading by 5. No good with the triple. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lowry drives in and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Markelle Fultz. It's the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And Kyle Lowry drops them both.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
There's the pass to Isaac. Pass to Vukovich. Clock at 6. Toronto grabs the miss.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
The defense needs to be just as sharp, but it's not over yet.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really want. He's got one more, though. And the second of 2 is good. That brings them within 2 here. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
And the Raptors miss again. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
Good composure from the line there. Those shots sealed it.
Toronto calls timeout. They're down by 5. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
Here's Van Vliet. Right wing. Lets it go with a three. Offensive rebound. Gasol. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
How about this clear example of perseverance? I mean, he's in his 8th season before he makes an All-Star game in 2019. Nicola Vukovich just stayed with it, continued to get better.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. 7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Van Vliet. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Nick, great win tonight. Good performance by you. How surprising is it that you contributed to the game in so many ways?
I mean, I wouldn't say it surprised me. I always knew I could play at this level, but I just play hard, just play hard and get things happen. I don't try to force anything. I just let the game come to me, and I play hard. Rebounds, like I said, it's a lot about effort. That's what I can do every night, and points are gonna come some nights. Sometimes they won't, but I just take what I get and just keep playing.
Well, you did it all over the floor tonight, Nick. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time